I have some book recommendations for you, and they are books to read if you like the TV show XO Kitty, but they progressively get less cutesy as I go. XO Kitty is a spin-off TV show from the movie trilogy To All the Boys I've Loved Before. And it follows the main character, Laura Jean's youngest sister, Kitty, in her adventures going to boarding school in South Korea. She mostly goes to this boarding school so that she can surprise her long-distance boyfriend, Dae, who she met in the third movie, Always and Forever. She also wants to learn about her mother, who passed away when she was 3, because her mom went to the same boarding school when she was her age, and she kind of wants to follow in her mom's footsteps and see if she can find out any information about what her mom was like when she was a teenager. It's a very cute TV show. I mean, some of the storyline and the timelines are like a little inconsistent with the movies, which did bug me a little bit. And some of the story is like obviously very silly, and the way they get around things is very silly and far-fetched, and the way some of the problems arise are also very silly and easily avoidable. But it's just good fun, and it's very cute, and it's a little funny, and there's drama, there's scandal, so there's a lot of really good stuff packed into the show that's just cute and fun. So I have some book recommendations for you. If you liked XO Kitty, you should check out some of these books. You'll probably like them. The first book that I have here is XOXO by Axio. First of all, it has a similar title. So, I mean, that should make you want to read it right there. I'm joking. That's obviously not the reason. So XO Kitty actually reminded me the most of this book, because this book also takes place in South Korea. It's about a girl named Jenny who lives in the States with her mom. And one night, she randomly meets this boy from South Korea, and they have this very fun, exciting, spontaneous, adventure-filled evening before he has to fly back to South Korea the very next morning. And then some time goes by, and Jenny and her mom end up moving to South Korea to help take care of Jenny's grandmother, who is sick. And Jenny ends up attending this, like, prestigious music high school because she plays the cello. And when she gets there, guess who is there? The boy that she had this random, adventurous, spontaneous, fun-filled night with. And not only is that boy there, she also finds out that he is part of an up-and-coming K-pop band called XOXO. So this boy that she has this crush on is there at the school that she's going to in South Korea and is also, like, famous. It's about her dealing with all of that and also dealing with family things. And she's meeting new friends, and I think it has a lot of similar vibes, and this is very cute. I ate this up. It was like candy. I loved this book. It was adorable. Definitely check this out if you like XO Kitty. The next book I have here is Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. This book has a lot of similar vibes. So this book is about a girl who moves to Italy for the summer, and it's so that she can decide if she wants to live there full time with her dad after her mom passes away. There's some fun, cute boy drama. There's a little bit of a love triangle in it. So it has similar vibes because it's about somebody who is, thrust into a new environment, a new culture. But one of the big things that was similar to the TV show that's in this book is that while the main character, Lena, is in Italy, she ends up reading her mom's journal from when her mom was in Italy when she was around her age, a little bit older. And a lot of the book is her reading through the journal and learning a lot of things about her mom that she didn't know and uncovering secrets about people and relationships and really fun things that we get to see in XO Kitty when Kitty is learning about her mom. And the last one that I have here that's cutesy is Again But Better by Christine Riccio. This one has similar vibes because it is about somebody, again, who is living in a new country. And it does have the dorm room boarding school style vibes that XO Kitty has, because while this is about people who are in university, they're staying in dorms. And she's also in close proximity to the boy she has a crush on, because the way her dorm is set up, she just is across the hall from boys, and they share a kitchen. So it has a lot of those kinds of vibes. And it's got a cutesy boy drama. Also, the main character in this is ridiculously awkward, and it's really funny. She tries really hard to be cool and is not good at it. And Kitty has some missteps in the first few episodes where she really embarrasses herself. And so I think that if you like XO Kitty, you would probably like this book as well. Okay, we're starting to move away from cutesy books now, but still a lot of overlapping vibes. The first one here is Tiny Pretty Things by Sona Cheripotra and Danielle Clayton. This has boarding school vibes and also drama and scandal that you see in Exo Kitty. So this is definitely not a cutesy story because the drama is very dramatic. It starts off, I'm pretty sure, with somebody dying. I can't fully remember. I read this like 5 years ago, but I'm pretty sure it starts off with something very dramatic. And then a lot of the story is surrounding who was involved in this very dramatic incident and why. So this is about a bunch of people at an elite ballet school, and there's a lot of people who live in dorms at this school, and it follows the people who live in the dorms. So it's got that boarding school vibe that you see in Exo Kitty, as well as drama. So much, it's just not told in a cutesy way, the way it is in Exo Kitty. The next one I have here is actually also, if you like Tiny Pretty Things, I think you will like this book as well. I feel like the way the drama happens and is talked about is very similar. Even though the stories themselves and even the characters in them are very different, I feel like it has, like, the drama gave me the same type of feelings when I was reading these books. But anyway, this one is The 1,000th Floor by Catherine McGee, which this does not have boarding school vibes, but I feel like it does sort of. Hear me out. So this takes place in an apartment building that is 1,000 floors high. It's its own city, basically. Like, it still is in a city, but this building itself is self-sufficient. Like, you don't have to leave this building at all to do anything ever in your entire life. It has restaurants and gyms and schools and parks and, like, you name it. And the higher up the building you go, the richer the people are that live there, and the richer everything is that's in that area of the apartment building. And it follows people who live in different areas. So you follow people who live near the bottom, basically in poverty, and people who live at the top who are super elite rich people. But because it takes place in an apartment building, even though the apartment building is ginormous, it still gave me some of those vibes. Because even though this building is so big, there's a lot of really easy, quick ways to get around in it. And a lot of things in the story happen in, like, just a few different locations in this building. It still kind of gave me a little bit of that vibe, even though everyone has, like, their own houses, apartments, basically, that they live in. This also starts with somebody dying. Somebody falls off the roof of this 1,000-floor building. So they obviously go splat. And then the story rewinds 3 months, and we're following all these different people who were involved in this person dying in some way, but we don't know who died. We don't know who was involved or how or why. We don't know if this person was killed, if they were killed on purpose or by accident, or if this person killed themselves on purpose or by accident. None of this is known until you read through the story. It's very dramatic. It's got a lot of drama and a lot of scandal. And it has a really big cast of diverse characters as well, which is fun. Now, the last one, I feel like, is the least cutesy just because of what the content is that happens in it. But there is a lot of cutesy stuff in it still. So, like, I feel like this is, like, kind of in between. Maybe I should have talked about this one first, before, like, out of my non-cutesy books instead of last. But whatever, we've already done it. And that's The Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson. This is about somebody who spends her last year of high school in England it's not a boarding school. It's technically the equivalent of the last year of high school in North America is like the first year of college in the UK, which is like, you don't have to go to college. Like, I think it's like your GCSEs or your sixth form or something. I don't understand UK school systems, but it's something that's like the equivalent of something that is similar. But anyway, so she's staying in a dorm, and so she's also in a new country. She's hilarious, the main character. She's so funny. So there is a lot of like cute, silly, funny stuff that surrounds this main character, but the stuff that's not cute about it, there's also a murderer on the loose who is a Jack the Ripper copycat. And it's detailed. There's a lot of really gruesome murders in this that are, detailed. It's really gory. She ends up getting pulled into the investigation of these murders, because near the beginning of the story, she has a near-death experience, and then she can see ghosts. And so she gets pulled into this whole supernatural world and into the investigation of these Jack the Ripper copycat murders. So there's a lot of cute aspects to the story and a lot of lighthearted, silly, fun aspects, but it's also very gory and dark. So yeah, I feel like maybe I should have mentioned this one before Tiny Pretty Things, but then also, I don't know, because Tiny Pretty Things is dark, but it doesn't have, like, gory stuff. So I don't know where this falls, really. I thought it should have been the last one, but then, it does have a lot of cutesy stuff in it, too. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We're just talking about books. So those are all the books that I think you should check out if you liked Exo Kitty and you want to read something that has similar vibes in one way or another. And if you have read any of these books and you liked any of them for the vibes and the reasons that I talked about, then you might like the TV show Exo Kitty. And you also probably, To All the Boys I've Loved Before series, you'd probably like those books, but I haven't read them, so I don't know, like, how the movie was translated from the books, if it kept the same vibes, if they did a good job of that. So don't take my word for it, but, like, I mean, probably. Okay, that's all. Bye.